Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
Welcome to Beyond the Badge, a program about the inner workings of the Edina Police Department. Thanks for joining us. I'm Officer Brian Hubbard. The man suspected of burglarizing homes and cars in northwest Edina has been arrested. Quindarius Jackson was arrested by Minneapolis police August 10th and booked into the Hennepin County Jail on charges of credit card fraud. Edina police suspected Jackson of the Edina burglaries, but had difficulty tracking him down since he has no known permanent address. While in custody, Jackson admitted to his involvement in the burglaries. Multiple overnight burglaries and thefts from autos occurred between mid-June and early August near the Hopkins border in northwest Edina. Most of the burglaries did not involve force to gain entry, meaning the property was left unlocked.
Well, it's important to lock your doors on your houses and your cars just because it relieves the opportunity for somebody to steal an item from you. Also, removing the valuables from your car takes the opportunity to be a victim away from him. If you don't leave things that he wants in your car, he or she, you won't be a victim.
Once the Hennepin County Crime Lab is done processing evidence for multiple cases, the Edina police hope to have a direct link between Jackson and the burglaries so he can be charged and sentenced accordingly. The ringleader of an international identity theft and bank fraud conspiracy that touched Edina was recently brought to justice after a 3-year investigation. The investigation, dubbed Operation Starburst, revealed that the organized crime network routinely surfaced in Edina, committing crimes at the mall, negotiating fraudulent instruments at local banks, stealing the identities of residents, or stealing the funds from our residents' bank accounts. The group's success was largely contingent upon bartering with unscrupulous bank employees for customers' private financial information. The investigation led to about 28 federal convictions and more than a dozen state convictions. The August conviction of Julian Okeyene, head of the 27-member ring, was the latest. The investigation was conducted by the Minnesota Financial Crimes Task Force. An Edina police officer who has been part of the task force since 2007 was co-manager of the overall case and led street operations of the investigation.
At the state level, which Edina Police Department is at, we don't experience a lot of organized crime efforts. We do experience a lot of people who are organized that come in and do check fraud or credit card stuff, but ultimately it doesn't stretch from border to border of the United States. That is how it made this conspiracy different than what I've normally encountered at the task force.
All in all, Okeyene and his crew successfully defrauded 8,700 people and 11 financial institutions of $50 million. Okeyene of California was convicted of bank fraud conspiracy, mail fraud, wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and money laundering. A 27-year sentence was handed down to him. It was the largest sentence ever given for this type of crime in Minnesota. The investigation into the activities of the organized crime network continues. Last month, we looked at how the squad car has evolved from a mode of transportation to a mobile office. This month, we'll shed some light on the technology inside that office and how the city's information technology staff is helping the Edina Police Department enforce the law. Let's go to Officer Aaron White, who is with IT Coordinator Joan Waterstreet in this segment of How's It Work?
Thank you, Brian. I'm at Utley Park today, and last month we talked about the squad cars and how the squad has become the mobile office for police officers with Chief Jeff Long, and today I'm with Joan Waterstreet, who's the Information Technology Coordinator. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are.
With the City of Edina, to learn a little bit more about some of the technology inside these vehicles. How long have you been with the city?
Approximately 27 years, just over.
Very good. And we often highlight police equipment with police officers, so it's kind of nice today to have somebody that does a lot of work behind the scenes at the police department that doesn't wear the uniform. Tell us a little bit about the capabilities in the squads. What's changed in your years? What are we doing today inside these vehicles that we didn't when you started?
Well, that was a long time ago, so we were pretty much paper and pens and tablets back then. So we started with the advent of laptops and then moved forward and progressed to now we have ruggedized laptops, touch screens. Our paperwork is done pretty much in the car, citations, reports. We have video cameras.
We've kind of gone green in that
We've-
process,
yes,
haven't we?
we
We don't
have.
have the
We've made a
room
lot of
full
changes.
of paper files.
Yes,
Everything's
we've made a
kind
lot
of
of changes. A
electronic.
lot of changes.
So can you tell me about some of the things that an officer is using technology for every day in the squad?
Sure, Aaron. Currently, we do most of our reporting, pretty much all of our reporting, in the squad car. It's then passed on electronically to the department.
All electronically.
All electronically. Some of the other features within the squad are video recording. We have driver's license scanners within the car, which pulls that information directly into our reporting system and directly into all of our actual reports. So hopefully it makes it much more efficient and convenient for the officers and for the public.
Bottom line is the technology is keeping officers on the street
Right.
rather than back in the office with all
Exactly.
those paper files.
Exactly.
Well, Joan, thank you for being on the show today and telling us a little bit about what you do behind the scenes.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time. That's Joan Waterstreet, and she's Information Technology Coordinator with the Edina Police Department. We'll return to you, Brian.
Thank you, Aaron. When one thinks of the leading contributors to a low-crime and law-abiding community, handcrafted clay sculptures and paintings aren't top of mind. However, there is a direct connection between law enforcement and art. Edina 16's Nathalie Gage tells us more.
I was never really attracted to making big works of art, but I really enjoy making small statements about the world that I observe around us.
Mary Jo Schmith is a fine craft artist.
I really enjoy making pots that people are going to use in their daily life.
And when your focus is dinner and servingware, you're concerned with function as much as form.
I mean, everything that we design, not only does it have to function well, but it also has to be durable.
And likewise, Edina's Fall into the Arts Festival was created with a specific function in mind.
The Fall in the Arts Festival was originated by the Edina Crime Fund, and they were looking for something to be a fundraiser.
Basically, we provide funding for the items that really aren't possible through a normal budget. The Canine Patrol, Bicycle Patrol, Beyond the Badge, we have youth programming.
And now, through the festival, the livelihoods of 240 artists and the members of the Edina Police Force are linked.
All proceeds from the festival, after expenses, have been donated to the Crime Fund. So we try every year to up that a little bit, and we've successfully done that.
Well, now it's an important part of the funding that we receive for the Crime Fund.
Although the festival has been a boon to the fund, the police aren't the only ones who appreciate the turnout.
We love Fall into the Arts Festival. The volunteers there, the fabulous community support. You know, we are so appreciative of them showing up, asking questions, being really, authentically interested in what we do.
I'm Nathalie Gage, Edina 16.
The Fall into the Arts Festival is an annual event that is now in its 10th year. It will be held at Centennial Lakes Park from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, September 8th, and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, September 9th. On behalf of my co-host, Officer Aaron White, and the rest of the officers of the Edina Police Department, thanks for tuning in to learn a little bit more of what goes on beyond the badge. Until next time, stay safe.
Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.